All right, today we're going to dive into a real powerhouse of modern manufacturing, the milling machine. This is the incredible tool that carves, shapes, and refines metal with just jaw-dropping precision. I mean, it's really the backbone of how we build pretty much everything, from our smartphones to spacecraft.
So, have you ever looked at a really complex metal part, maybe a component in a car engine, and just wondered, how in the world did that start as a solid block of metal? Well, that amazing transformation, that's usually the work of the hero of our story today.
At its core, a milling machine is basically a master of subtraction. Yeah, it starts with a solid workpiece and then uses a powerful spinning, cutting tool to just shave away material with unbelievable accuracy. Think of it like a sculptor for metal, but a sculptor that can create anything from perfectly flat surfaces to incredibly complex 3D shapes.
Okay, so to really understand how this machine works its magic, we've got to know its key parts. So, come on, let's take a quick tour of the anatomy of a typical milling machine.
Everything starts with a solid foundation, right? The base is this super heavy, sturdy part that supports the entire machine. Its main job? To provide stability and absorb all the vibrations from the cutting process, and that is absolutely crucial if you want to get high precision.
Moving up from the base, we have the column. You can think of this as the spine of the machine. It's the main vertical structure, and it's so important because it houses the motor and all the drive mechanisms that power the whole operation. Now let's look at how the actual workpiece gets positioned. This is handled by a whole trio of components that work together. So you have the knee, which moves the whole setup up and down. That's your vertical Z-axis. Then the saddle moves it in and out, which is the Y-axis. And finally, the table moves it left and right on the X-axis. This combination gives you incredible three-dimensional control over the material.
And here we go. This is the heart of the entire operation, the milling head, which holds the motor, and inside that, the spindle. The spindle is the shaft that holds the cutting tool and spins it at crazy high speeds. This is where all the cutting action happens. So, let's do a quick recap. The base gives us stability. The column provides support. The knee, saddle, and table handle all the precise X, Y, and Z movement, and the spindle, it rotates the cutting tool. See? Every single part has a critical role to play. Now that we know the parts, let's see how they all work together to cut metal. We're going to explore the fundamental principle that makes precision milling possible.
The process is actually pretty straightforward when you break it down. First, the workpiece is clamped down super securely to the table. Second, the cutting tool starts spinning at high speed. Third, the table feeds the workpiece right into that spinning cutter. And finally, as the cutter's teeth make contact, they shear away material in the form of little chips, carving out the exact shape you want. And this brings us to the core concept behind all machining. It's all about creating relative motion between the tool and the workpiece. You apply some force, and boom, you get material removal. Just think about sanding a piece of wood, right? If the sandpaper and the wood are both sitting still, nothing happens. It's the same idea here, just with a spinning cutter and a block of metal. It's a fundamental principle of physics put into really powerful practice.
Okay, now for the really fun part. A milling machine is just so incredibly versatile, and that's what makes it totally indispensable. Let's take a look at just a few of the amazing operations it can perform.
First up, we've got face milling. This is the operation you'd use to create a large, perfectly flat, and super smooth surface. The cutter uses its face and its edges to just shave away a thin layer of material, and it leaves behind this beautiful, clean, precise finish. It's perfect for making mating surfaces on engine blocks or other machined parts.
Next, there's end milling, and this is where the machine's versatility really shines. You use a tool called an end mill. It cuts with both its tip and its sides, and you can carve out all sorts of features. I'm talking about cutting grooves, hollowing out pockets for electronics, or even tracing the complex 3D contours of something like an airplane wing.
Slotting is a more specialized operation. It's for cutting a really precise channel, or keyway, into a part. This is absolutely essential for components that have to lock together and transfer torque without any slipping, like fitting a gear or a pulley onto a motor's rotating shaft. It has to be a perfect fit. And this is truly impressive. A milling machine can even cut the teeth on gears, which are some of the most critical and complex components in all of mechanics. Now this used to be a super painstaking manual process, but with the evolution to computer numerical control, or CNC, modern mills can churn out thousands of identical, perfect gear teeth. That's what makes today's complex engines and transmissions possible.
Before we wrap this up, I want to share a little pro tip that makes a huge difference in the quality of the final product. And it all comes down to the direction of the cut.
So there are basically two main ways to approach a cut. In what's called up milling, the cutter rotates against the direction the workpiece is moving. But in down milling, which is often called climb milling, the cutter rotates with the feed. Now, while both will get the job done, climb milling is usually what you want because it produces a much smoother surface finish and it's easier on the cutting tool, helping it last longer. It's a small change, but it has a big impact.
So let's bring it all home. From perfectly flat surfaces and precision slots, all the way to complex contours and even gears, the range of what a milling machine can create is just astounding. It is truly one of the cornerstones of our modern mechanical world.
You know, this is a machine that turns raw material into functional art, and it does it with breathtaking precision. It literally shapes the world around us in ways we rarely ever see, but that we rely on every single day. And that really leaves us with a final thought. With tools this powerful, what are we going to choose to shape next?